Up until my 24th birthday, my 23rd birthday, I met a person that changed me. It was literally a person I consider to be my best friend in the entire world. I used to be a person who would talk about people who didn't care about opening a textbook, didn't care about math, science, anything like that. I just wanted to know that I could get money. Sure, I knew how to, hook up switches and fix computers. That's superficial knowledge. It's easy to figure out how to fix a damn computer. It's easy to figure out that stuff. This man showed me more. His name is Benjamin Shearhart, okay? And he lives across the country now. Had I not met that man, I probably would be dead by now. I probably would have killed myself. I'm serious. I believe that 100%. He showed me the beauty of the world. I don't know if it was just something he said, or I knew him he was a roommate of mine, and I knew him over the course of a year and a half. And he wasn't even a scientifically minded guy. He got into college for physics, and dropped out, got addicted to heroin, got off of it, and just was trying to make amends for the rest of his life. He was like, wow, I screwed up.
How long ago did he get addicted to heroin from when you met him?
Years.
He was older than you, significantly?
Yeah, he's older than me.
Okay.
He's still alive. He lives in Canada, like Vancouver. He knew a lot. Have you heard the phrase jack of all trades?
Yeah.
Little about a lot. He knew a lot about a lot. He knew a lot about math. He knew a lot about physics, about science, philosophy, religion. He had read the entire Bible. He didn't believe it. He was an atheist. He was an atheist agnostic, and he was the one who first defined for me the difference between agnosticism, dealing with what you do or do not know and what you do or do not believe. The man was smart. His IQ was higher than mine, is higher than mine. I believe that. And he got me to truly see how...
He cultivated your soul.
I don't prefer to think of it as a soul, but yes. He cultivated... I guess you could call it... I like to call it a spark. I guess I would call it a spark.
I mean, if you're...
And
if you don't want to call it, what they call it, then...
I would call it a spark lit inside me that said, wow, this whole world is fucking awesome, and I want to learn everything I can about it. Everything. And for me, that particular path was by learning the mechanics by which it functions. Not just this planet, but everything. For me, it is wholesome to know the mechanics by which existence functions. And I try every day to give the gift that he gave me to other people, to average people. And it breeds a hatred for people who throw that back. Like they don't even realize what kind of a gift it is. Because they can't know. It's something that you can't know until you cross it. It's a river that you can't know what's on the other side until you get there. And you say, wow, it's beautiful on this side of the river. Can't believe I ever lived on that other side. That's what it's like. And I try to do that every day. And I get a real kick out of meeting people that are like him, and you're like him. That's why I hang out with you. That's why I change plans. Like, I had plans today. That's why I change plans. I know nothing is more important to me than meeting people who appreciate the world like I do. There's literally nothing more important. There's just nothing. And it doesn't have to be about science. It doesn't have to be about... it can be about anything. Just somebody who... It's like looking through the... Before I met this guy, it was like looking through the world as if it were a standard definition television. And now I just got a brand new 60-inch 1080p high-definition LED screen. And that's how I see the world. And I wish that people would just see it that way. I cry sometimes. I literally cry sometimes. Like, sometimes I'll be in the shower and I will cry. I will stand there and cry because there are people that I wasn't able to get through to. I know that sounds a little bit borderline crazy or whatever.
I know what you mean.
But it really hurts. Like when I watch episodes of Cosmos by Carl Sagan, The one he did on persistence of memory, talking about books and how they're proof that human beings are capable of working magic. We break the shackles of time with books. And he went on, and at the end, he showed us the Voyager probes, and he showed us, they're currently out there. Even I know without a doubt that if our sun exploded tomorrow, which is physically impossible, if it were to explode tomorrow and there were no trace of humanity, we have things that we have made with our hands.
Literally.
That contains a record of our existence. It contains sounds from our planet, our people, all of us.
Our language.
Our languages, everything. It will endure for billions of years. It's on a trajectory where it will not hit a star for a billion years. For at least a billion years, it will not be pulled in by another gravitational mass, by other mass. It won't be. That we can tell. We can tell. Now, I could debate the mathematics of that, but it's the idea
that's the point.
It will endure. All because we had the courage to ask questions about our reality. And we determined what was verifiably correct and what was verifiably wrong. And we tossed out what was wrong. To me, that's beauty. To me, I cried after that. Because I see what human beings are capable of when they work together. And I've seen what they're capable of when they don't. Like that one thing I told you one time. The atom bomb comes from the same fucking place as poetry. And to me, we don't need a god. We are the most magnificent thing that I could ever lay my eyes upon. Is sentience. There's nothing there. I can't imagine anything more beautiful than the universe and what it is turned into. Complex life. If you can't be satisfied with that, I guarantee you heaven won't satisfy you. And that's all I have to say on the subject. I mean, I could talk for hours about this, but
right.
I have to go. But that's why it hurts me when people don't see it that way. That's why I feel anger toward them. And you're going to meet these people. You're going to meet these kinds of people, and you just have to know when you interact with them that they're only capable. Right now, they're not capable of crossing that river. And you can try to show them the boat, but you can never you can never put them in that boat. You can never force them to paddle across that river. They have to do it themselves. You can show them that there's a boat there, but you can't push them across that river. They have to do it themselves. You see it in nations. You see, look at Iraq. When we leave Iraq, sure, I think it was a bad idea that we went in, but we can't change a country from the inside. Nor can we change a person from the inside. They have to want to do it themselves. Otherwise, they would degrade into what they were. That's the spark. That is the soul. Wanting to be better than you are. Wanting to be, not just you, but as a whole. We're social creatures. We're built to do this. We are built to do amazing things. Like you hear these fantastic stories of Jesus walking on water and things like that. Big deal. We've walked on the moon. We've created ships that float to the heavens, made out of metals that are supposed to sink to the ocean floor. All because we thought we could. All because we decided to go. We have stood on. There are man-made objects on the moon. Just because we decided to. And I think that if we decide to do anything, we can do it. We can do it. And I will dedicate my life to that. And anyone who would not, I cannot fundamentally relate to them. I can understand where they're coming from, but I could never empathize with them. If you're not willing to give everything you have and it doesn't, even if it were another sentient race, even if we met another race, not likely, but if we were to meet another race that were sentient, the same rules would apply, because they would also be the most complex form that the universe has been able to create. And then in the end, the only thing that makes all of this shit bearable is the fact that we have each other to work off of. We just do. I mean, you know, I know that's a far cry from your introvertedness, but you have to understand that we have to help each other. I mean, even those people who can't find the boat and they're only capable of that small talk, you're just going to have to learn small talk if you want to have meaningful relationships with those people. And through that small talk, you might interest them. If I could have some small bullshit talk about who was doing what last week or whatever, and it somehow leads into a conversation on, well, gee, I really wonder why my car doesn't get good gas mileage, or gee, I really wonder why, you know, when it gets so cold in my house, you know, when I don't have the heat on, or, you know, what really is heat, what really is cold. You know, if I can somehow segue that into a meaningful conversation for somebody, then I've done something for them. So small talk isn't just something that should be regarded as useless. Sometimes it leads to relationships, and relationships lead to meaningful conversation, and meaningful conversation leads to a fostering of intelligence. And it enhances that relationship. You might meet your future wife through small talk. Your kids might only exist because of a conversation you have that has nothing to do with intelligence. You might be criticizing a woman for doing something very stupid, and then you find that you guys have a lot in common. And you date, and you get married, and you have kids. That might very well happen. So you never know. The only way you'll know is by being around large groups of people, or interacting with people. And that's really all I got. That's really all I got. You know. So sorry, but that's what I believe.
Sorry. All right, thanks, man.
Yeah, sorry. I know that's a little extreme. I know it's extreme. I know it's extreme.
No, I was pointing out the fact that about the sorries at the end of when you.
Oh yeah. I'm bad for that. But
I've.
if you can't attack life with that kind of conviction, what's the point in living?